Hi, so let's check out the virtual interface. So we're going to connect to the FPGA using this laptop. As you can see, there are no cables plugged into it. The communication is going to be wirelessly through the internet. And this is the computer that we'll be connecting to. This is the remote desktop. You can see here, this is the FPGA we're going to be programming, the Arduino that's controlling the GPIO pins, and this is the webcam. The Arduino is plugged in right here. The FPGA programming cable is plugged in over here, the gray one, and the webcam is this darker gray cable right here. So let's go on over here. We're going to remote desktop in, so let's start that up. Connect. Okay, so here's the remote desktop. We're now logged in. This is the program we're going to run, GUI. It's a Python program written in PyQt. And as you can see, here's the application. So right now, the program's detected that the Arduino is connected, but it's still waiting for the camera. So it's still loading, and that's because the webcam I'm using, the Logitech Brio, takes a really long time. So you can see it's now connected. It says it's working, and we got an informational prompt here that says the video was connected. So we're going to wait probably something like 10 to 20 seconds for the frames to appear because the Logitech Brio is really slow to connect. There we go, the frames have loaded. So we're going to upload a file using this button right here, select.sof file, and upload to FPGA. So right now it says no file selected, but once you click this button, it'll say we're picking a file. This is the window that opens to select a new file, or a .sof file. I'm going to select lights_remote, and what that does is, it says here it's uploading it out, so the status updated. So what this does is it directly maps the GPIOs to the LEDs and the 0th segment of each hex display. So here we go, file successfully uploaded, and status uploaded lights_remote.sof. So let's try out this program. I'm going to click the four keys here. I'm not sure why it's not auto-focusing. And you should see these segments come on. And as you can see over here on the actual physical board, that's also true. And I'll go back here, and we're going to turn on all these switches, 0 through 9. And what that'll do is it'll turn these 10 LEDs on. So let's check that out. The 10 LEDs are indeed on. Now we're going to turn everything off again. And as you can see, everything is updated on the FPGA. Next, we're going to try disconnecting the camera and see what happens. So this program is designed to fail gracefully. So if I unplug the camera right here, we'll get an error here. So the video stopped, and we get an error that says video capture error, video feed unavailable, and it's basically asking us to try pressing this check video connection button. So this button only activates when there's a hardware failure, which just happened. So there's still nothing wrong with Arduino, which is why that button is still grayed out. Okay, let's try checking it. And it still fails because, well, the webcam is not connected. So let's plug the webcam in. Let's go back here and check the video connection again. And this time, it hasn't posted an error message. So that's probably because it's trying to connect to the camera, and since the camera takes such a long time, we haven't received an info box yet. So there we go, video is reconnected. Okay. And if we try pressing the key, do we see the video upload or update? No, not yet. We probably still have to wait for the frames to load, since this camera is so slow. There we go. Now it's loaded, and all the keys and switches are working again. So next we'll try disconnecting the Arduino, which will simulate by unplugging this cable, which I've already unplugged. So right now it says the Arduino is still working, but let's try pressing one of these keys, the third key, and see what happens. So we get an error message, Arduino serial error, Arduino serial unavailable. Try pressing the check Arduino connection button, which is now enabled because there's a hardware failure. And if the problem persists, contact a TA. Okay, so you'll notice that these keys and switches are now grayed out. You can't interact with them. If we click this, we get the same error because we haven't done anything to resolve the issue. So let's go here. Let's plug in the cable again. Oops. And let's press the check Arduino connection. And this time it says the Arduino serial is reconnected. Excellent. So let's try uploading a new SOF file here. We're going to upload Lab 2 remote. It's a little timing game. See who can push the button the fastest. So the file was successfully uploaded, as you can see. And I'll just restart the game. So the game's already started, but I'll restart it by pressing key 1. Now what's going to happen is the lights are going to blink once I release key 1. The lights are going to blink for an undetermined amount of time, for a random amount of time, and then they're going to go off, and then the counter, the timer, will appear on the hex displays, and whoever clicks the key first, either key 0 or key 3, will win, and one of the LEDs here or here will update. So let's try that out. Goes off, timer starts, and I'm going to press key 0, and as you can see, this LED turns on to acknowledge that. So let's move on to the next round, and this time key 3 will be pressed so the other player will win. There we go. So each player has 1 point. As you can see, it's the same here, although it is upside down. Okay, so now let's try uploading another file, but I'm going to unplug the cable. So that's going to simulate some hardware error. It doesn't matter, I'm going to upload the same file. And I'm going to unplug the cable, the programming cable. And here, what do we get? File upload failed with return code 3. And it just tells you to try making sure that your SOF file is valid and to check the physical connection of the cable. And over here you can see the status was updated, uploaded failure with return code 3. And if you actually go into more details, you'll see what the return codes mean. Failed due to user errors, common cause, programming cable not detected. Okay, let's try plugging back the programming cable and see if that fixes our issue. So I'm going to select another file. File successfully uploaded. Upload lights1.sof. So there you go. Those are all the main features of this program, and you can see that it fails gracefully and it recovers gracefully.